everyone, and welcome back. My name is Brenda Holtz, and I want to share with you today things you will not get in a sewing class. And I call them Sewism. And what is a Sewism? A Sewism is sewing wisdom. It's practical knowledge about sewing that you probably don't give much thought to. And you may not even think that it relates to sewing at all. But in reality, they really do. So today I want to share with you Sewism number 4. And that Sewism is redeeming your time. If you love to sew and you don't have time to sew, then this Sewism is for you. So I'm going to give you 6 pointers of how you can redeem your time and make time to do what you love and love what you do. So my first pointer for you today is you need to focus on your time so that you'll be able to determine if you really do have time to sew. A lot of times we just know that we're really busy, but I think if you just kind of focus in on what you're doing, then possibly you can determine if there is some time windows in there for you. So what you're going to do, number 2, is to write out your schedule for 1 week. And you may want to get like a little time sheet that has like maybe the times on one side, and then you have the days of the week. So every day you fill in the times that you are unavailable. So if you're going to work, or you're working out, or you're going to school, you put that time in there and block it out. And the times that maybe you have to cook or whatever, block those times out. So you'll know exactly where your time gaps are. Now, you may not have any time gaps during the week if you have children, but you may want to consider maybe getting up early in the morning and doing some sewing before you have to go to work or before you have to go to school, or after you get off from work. You can also do weekends, holidays, days off, time off, whatever that is. You can schedule that into your weekly planning for this week, and then determine if you really do have some times in your schedule to do some sewing. Okay, number 3, there may not be convenient times, but if you decide if you can work these times in and around your schedule. So, but you have to determine what you're willing to give up, because sometimes we plan stuff, like you may have a night out with your girlfriends or something like that, or a date with your husband or something. But these times that you have, maybe something that you do on a weekly basis, but maybe 1 or 2 times you can schedule some sewing, because these projects won't last forever. You're not doing this one project forever, so just maybe a couple of times you can like skip a date with your girlfriends or your husband, and then you can do some sewing time. So that's just a suggestion. You determine where your time is and the times that you're willing to give up in order to do some sewing. Okay, number 4, do a project in phases. Now, if you're working on a project, you need to decide when you want to sew. Now, you need to first of all plan your trip to the fabric store. Get whatever you need. Make sure you have a list so that you don't forget anything. So make a list of everything you need for that project. Write it down, pick it up, so that you don't have to go back and forth to the fabric store. And that may be all you can do for that particular day. But if you have more time, you can bring that fabric home. You can pre-shrink it and press it. And you could also prepare your sewing machine for sewing, like maybe thread 2 or 3 bobbins and then thread up your sewing machine. And if you have any interfacing or anything like that, or you can cut out your pattern pieces, make sure you do all those things, because that's prepping for your sewing time. So if you have time to do those things after you come back from the store, get them done so that you'll have more time to sew in the next time window. Now, your next phase may take some time if you have to do some altering to your pattern, because sometimes patterns don't always fit everybody. Everybody's body type is a little different, so you may have to do some alteration. So go ahead and spend that time doing the alteration, and that may be all you have time to do that particular day. But if you do have more time, go ahead and lay it out on your fabric, cut it out, mark it, cut out any interface and iron that on as well. And like I said, you could always maybe finish off the edges of your raw edges where necessary when you're sewing, because I do have a serger too, and I do serge, but I don't do my serging at the beginning. I work through my project and then I serge what I need to serge. So you can serge what you can, but kind of work through that on your own. Use your own discretion on that. Okay, so the next tip is, or the next time window you will begin sewing. Okay, so determine your jump off point. Now your jump off point is those times that you've determined what to do in that particular time. So if I want to do a pocket and a zipper in my project, that's all I'm going to do, and then I'm going to jump off. I'm going to just stop, because you may be tired, it may be time to go to bed, it may be time to eat or something. So determine your jump off point as to what you're going to do within that time window, and then that's all you're going to do. Okay, so once you are finished with these items, you can shut it down for that day. The next day, you will do the same thing until you get that garment finished. Now, you have to determine when you will sew. So what days and times, and be consistent if your time is short. Let me say that again. Determine when you will sew and what days and times, and be consistent if your time is short. And consistency is the key to getting a project done. Now, like I said, these projects won't last forever, so you can maybe take a little break off between projects, and you can redeem your time or make up for some of the things that you needed to get done in your other routines of the day. But be consistent. If you start a project, be consistent so that you can get through it and not finish it, because there's a lot of unfinished projects in a lot of closets around this country because people don't have time to get back to them. But make sure you also schedule time to tidy up. So every time you have a time window where you sew, at the end of that time window, you need to tidy up your space. Make sure that it's not cluttered, so when you come back in the next time window, you can just sit down and start sewing and not have to clean up before you do that. Okay, so that is my Sewism for today, and that is redeeming your time. Now, if any of these pointers were beneficial to you, I suggest you hit the like button. And if you have any of your own, make a comment. And if you'd like to be notified of other upcoming videos on Sewisms, I suggest you hit the subscription button. That way you will be on top of every Sewism that I do, and I have lots of them. So that is all I have for you today. The Sewism for today was redeeming your time. So I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.